What's up, everyone? Before we start this podcast, episode number 3, I'm gonna drink a bit of water. So, if you are into ASMR, I hope you enjoy this moment. That is for you. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to Iron Man, the podcast that's gonna blow your mind. I am Adrian, and I am the host of this program. Today, guys, we're gonna talk about something that hits home a lot. Something that a lot of people are suffering in 2026 is loneliness. Loneliness is a incredible topic because there is some good and there is some bad, like everything. And I think people do not understand loneliness. And I want to also make you understand that being alone and loneliness is two different things. Being alone is a physical trait. Being alone in a room, being alone in your car, being alone in your apartment, it's physical. Now, loneliness is an emotion. And loneliness, for people who don't know that, if you never experiment loneliness, you can be surrounded of thousands of people and feel lonely. And that's the crazy thing about loneliness. And why I say this topic would be close to home and hit me hard is because for people who don't know me well, I've been suffering of depression and loneliness for the past 7 months. And I hide it because my job is coach. And I don't want to show people that I am suffering of that. I'm suffering of loneliness and depression because there is so many people who come to the gym for 1 hour of workout to feel better because they go through a lot of stuff and you don't even know until you start talking to them. Now, people who know me, my close friend, there is a lot of people who know I've been struggling with that. And I want to say something to you guys. I really appreciate everything you've done for me. Now, in this podcast, I'm going to open my heart. I'm going to potentially cry. And I want you to know that is okay. I'm okay with that. And I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I want you to understand that everything I'm going to say is going to be what I really think, is going to be truly coming from my heart. And I'm not doing that to have more followers, more like, or more viewers, or more listener, because I don't give a shit about that. I want to, I want basically, by doing this podcast, and I say that in the first episode, but I want to basically understand my brain. I want to understand my emotion. I want to get back to the little child I was. This kind of child who discovered the world and happy all the time. And the only concern you've got is like, oh, I don't know. I'm gonna say a stupid example. Jeremy don't want to play with me. Fuck. When you think about it, when we were young, when we didn't have all those, like pressure coming in, like paying the rent, paying the food, all those stuff, your job and working 9 to 5, and yes, you go to school, but it's fucking different, man. I wish I could go back to school now, because as much as I hated school when I was a kid, you have your friend, you play football during your spare time. Like, fuck, life at the time was so much easier and so much beautiful. So much beautiful. So I want to get back to this version of me of happiness and this kind of guy who want to discover the world, who want to learn so much stuff about him, about others. And I want to be a better version of myself. So, yeah, this topic hit me hard because I've been dealing and I've been struggling with it. And as I say before, thank you to all my friends who were here on those tough moments. I really appreciate that. As you all know, I like to start the podcast with a quote that resonates with the topic, and the quote is coming from Scott. I'm sorry if I say the last name wrong. Remember, I'm French. It's Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald. So I hope I say it right. Sorry, Scott. Sorry, man. But that's the guy who said this quote, and it's a beautiful quote because it resonates with my situation. Basically, the quote say, "The loneliest moment in someone's life is when they are watching their whole world fall apart, and all they can do is stare at it and blankly," which is true. It is true in my case. I'm watching my life at 33 years old as a 33 years old man, and when I think about it, I'm watching my bank detail, and I'm like, well, that's not what I was expecting at 33 years old. I recently break up, and same. You expect you didn't expect that when you start the relationship with someone. You don't expect breaking up with someone. I was expecting at 33 years old, and I was gonna have a family. I mean, I have my little girl, I have my little Nala, and she make me really happy. But all those like social pressure that you've got for me creates loneliness and depression. And I'm trying to get over it by sharing my true emotion and my true feelings. Emotion feelings is almost the same. Now, guys, I have some little like how can I say that, some statistic around the world. You have basically 23 to 25% of the people in this old wide world who suffer of loneliness, and that is crazy. It's basically 1 in 4 people that feel lonely quite frequently. It is sad if you put it in a global way. You have basically 8.2 billion people in this planet, and on those 8.2 billion people is 1 billion people in the world that are suffering of loneliness. And it doesn't seem big on 8 billion, but it's huge. Put it like that, it's fucking huge. 1 billion people are suffering of loneliness. And I don't know if you've been through, but fuck, it's hard. It is fucking hard. There is a report that say 25 to 27% of the people age is around 15 to 29. Um, and a lot of people say that men and women is different. Maybe men are suffering a little bit more, or women are suffering more, a little bit more. Sorry, about loneliness. Well, it's not true. The true reality is equal. Men are 24% and women are 24% as well. Now, for the men, the teenage girls are slightly higher on loneliness, around 24.3%. Now, I'm going to talk about something that's connect with me because, as you all know, my uncle committed suicide, and there is a big part of a big part of the suicide is loneliness. And yes, sadly, in the world we are living, there is more men that kill themselves than women. Is basically 700,000 people who die from suicide in the world in those days. 700,000 people kill themselves. Think about it. Seven Every year you have 700,000 people who kill themselves. Now the rate is roughly, is not confirmed, but 450,000 450,000 men who kill themselves, and roughly 250,000 women who kill themselves. Now, why there is a big difference? The big difference is because men have the tendency to not talk about their feeling. They try to resolve the problem, which women talk a little bit more openly about their feeling. Now, the funny thing, I mean, I don't know if I can say the funny thing talking about that, but the thing that surprised me is women attempt suicide more often, way more often than men. They don't have the same ratio of death. Why? Because men attempt more often with fatal due to lethal method or lower help seeking. Um, so that's basically what I have here. So yeah, men, there is more men that kill themselves because they use bigger tools to do it, I would say, and women would be a little bit more afraid to do it, and they would use stuff that they can potentially survive. And it's sad when you think about it. If I take my example of my uncle, and I'm not talking on his behavior, but when you know the story of my uncle, how he killed himself. So my uncle hang himself. It was on a moment of loneliness, a moment of intrusive thought that he couldn't control. Had a fight with his son. His son wasn't talking to him anymore. A fight with his wife. His wife left him. Wasn't talking to his sisters. Wasn't really talking to his mom. The only one he was talking is his dad. So think about it. Is a man that his business is falling apart. He lost his entire family. So the guy is alone in his house with all those bad thoughts, probably drunk. And the only way out is to kill yourself. And I find that fucking sad. It is fucking sad. Now, let's move on into the topic into the topic of loneliness. There is some bad and there is some good on loneliness. The good thing about loneliness is quite often loneliness can give you a bit of quiet place, being a little bit more productive, um, a self growth, uh, improve your relationship, improve your emotion. That's all the thought you can have about the good thing about loneliness. Is not a lot, to be honest. I don't really want to talk about the positive thing about loneliness because I don't think there is a lot. But it's true. You when you are alone, you can focus a little bit more about your life and focus a little bit more about a project that you have in life. Um, but fuck, it's shit. Loneliness is shit. So yeah, you heard quite often some friends who say, "I needed my alone time," but that's not loneliness. It's more a reset button. It's good sometimes. Like for example, me who do a social job where you talk to hundred of people a day and where you have to put a mask of happiness all the time. I like to be alone sometimes. I like to go somewhere and not talk to anyone. But that's not loneliness. It's more a reset button. So yes, there is this moment of it's good to be alone and focus on your own goal, focus on your own life and stuff like that. But there is also a lot of bad thing about loneliness, and I won't talk about that a little bit more than happy thing. And I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry if I'm talking about stuff a little bit more depressing in this topic, but I think it's important to understand it. So the bad thing about loneliness, guys, is disconnecting with others, is a mental health problem. There is a thing who say that basically loneliness is almost like a health issue, like someone who smoked 15 cigarettes a day. It increase a premature death of like around 26%, trigger chronic stress leading to high blood pressure, weakening immunity, depression, anxiety, and 50% higher risk of dementia or heart disease. 50% of higher risk of dementia and heart disease. And that hit me because my grandma have Alzheimer and dementia, and I'm like, fuck, is that gonna touch me? Is that what's gonna happen to me in the past? So that's also created a lot of anxiety in me because fuck, I don't want to forget stuff. I don't want to forget stuff. And with rugby, with my rugby journey, I think with the few concussion that I've got, and my friend can tell you that quite often I forget so many things, and that scared me so much. So yeah, it basically provoke 26% more risk of dying from loneliness. And you don't think about dying when you're alone or when you're lonely. Quite often people think it's like, it's okay, I'm going to go through. But fuck, if you think about it, all I say to you is chronic stress leading to high blood pressure, weakness in your immunity, depression, anxiety. Fuck, is so true. Because when you're lonely in a room, you have so much intrusive thoughts. I don't know if you have that, but so many time I'm like talking so badly about myself when I am alone. And sometimes I feel lonely when I'm surrounded of people. I don't know if you have that. Like recent experiences, I went for a dinner with some friend, a farewell, like some of my friends go overseas, and I was at the table. We were having a great time, and they were all laughing, and suddenly I disconnect. I literally disconnect. I was with them, but not really. And it's kind of like imagine you're in a cell, like in behind a window, and you can see those people having so much fun, and you want to interact with them, and you can't. And I was literally listening to them, but I wasn't there. I was in my thought. I was thinking about why am I not happy? Why why am I struggling with my life right now? And and it's sad. It is really sad because at the time I have no reason to feel that way, but I remember this short period. I was like probably like 2 to 5 minutes, and I was like, wow, that is loneliness. I am surrounded of people I like, and I cannot be present. I cannot connect with them. So I want to understand. I want for you guys to understand that you can be surrounded of thousands of people and can feel being lonely. It's normal. It's nothing to worry about, but it's scary. It is fucking scary because that's not what you hope. That's not what you expect when you go in a room full of people. When you go with your friend for dinner, you don't expect zoning out and not being part of the conversation. And that was a fucking impressive feeling. This feeling, I promise, like they were laughing so loudly, everyone, and I was the only one watching them. And I don't know how to explain this feeling of like you want to break this window, you want to break, you hit this glass so hard, but you cannot go through it, and you don't really understand why. And it's fucking, it's brutal. It's brutal. So yeah, be careful with loneliness. Loneliness can lead to so many bad things. And yes, there is some positive thing about, but I don't think it's loneliness. It's being alone. It's good to be alone sometimes. It's good because you can work on projects. You can work on yourself. Yes, it's good to be alone, but loneliness is not good for you. And I have like four key. Then I hope that can help you. I hope those four key can help you go through this loneliness a little bit better. The first key is connection, reaching out. It it's very small, but having a real conversation with someone, with a friend, can can improve that. Can improve your loneliness. You can get a little bit more happier. And again, I have an example. I was in a sport event uh, this weekend. That was the weekend. This weekend, and one of my mates, and he's not my best mate. We never done anything outside the CrossFit competition together, but is the partner of one of my friend. And my friend, we had a coffee during that weekend. She was like, "How's life, man?" And I don't know why. Normally, I would have say, yeah, good, all good, like everything's fine. But I didn't do that that day. I tell her like, well, life is a bit rough at the moment for me. I'm struggling a little bit, but I would get through it. And she was very very kind, very. She was listening, and that made me feel better. And then during this event this weekend, this man come to me and he was like, "Bro, I heard about how you felt on Thursday. I'm sorry I didn't reach out, but I want you to know I'm here for you." And I was like, "Oh," it surprised me a little bit. I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you, I appreciate that, man." And then he was like, "Yeah, talk to me." And then I start talking to him randomly while he was watching his girlfriend doing a race. But what shocked me in that moment is even if he wasn't fully paying attention to me, he was listening. And the fact that he was listening made my heart felt so much lighter. And yeah, small conversation can help. A thing is presence. Be fully there. Put your phone down, listen, and really fucking listen. Or being present, like is what I said to you with my story when I was at this dinner with my friend. Fuck, why could I not be present? Why I was thinking about all the stuff so much? It's stupid. Just fucking when you are with your friend, disconnect. Disconnect. Just stay with your friend, talk to them, and enjoy the fucking present moment. Because those present moments are so important in your life. So key one is connection. Key two is presence. Key number three is purpose. Having something meaningful can help or can create and give a good deep connection. A purpose, like having a purpose of something can fucking bring you somewhere so incredible that you like. I have a crazy example actually. It's stupid because it's sport wise, it's sport related, but everyone who know me know this story. I was I qualified to a competition called the Down Under, and in this competition we have to do some overhead squat. It was only 6 overhead squat at the end of a workout. The weight was 100 kg, and my purpose was to do the set unbroken all week. for weeks, probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks even, I was practicing overhead, starting from the floor. So cleaning my barbell, bringing it into my traps, overhead it, do one squat, two squat, three squat, four squat, five squat, six squat, drop the bar. Every single time. Or doing my set, but not being rep, not being low enough in my squats. And that haunt me for weeks. I was like, fuck. And again, why? Because of social fucking pressure. I was like, I don't want people to think I'm weak. I don't want people to laugh at me because I cannot do my. Why am I thinking that? Who cares? If I talk to the person that were there in, I don't remember, 2022 or 2023. I don't remember what year, but if I talk to the people in the stand and say, hey, do you remember the guys who finished this over? No one would remember. No one would fucking care. But at the time, that was my thought. And I remember the purpose I've got was like, train every single day, do it. I was getting frustrated, angry. And people who know me can confirm that. It was probably one of the most powerful moments in my CrossFit career. The most powerful moment because the past 3 weeks I've been failing and missing and not being happy with my performance and I struggle. And on the day, I remember on the day putting my weightlifting shoes at the end because the barbell was at the end and I was on the floor. And before the 3, 2, 1, all my thoughts were like, you're going to be all right, man. It was a different thought. Instead of like, fucking do it, don't be a pussy, because it was my thought at the start, at the beginning of preparing this event. I remember I walk on the floor and I have this purpose of having fun. I was like, my purpose is to have a great time on the floor. You're going to pick up this bar, you're going to bring it over it, and you're going to do your squat. And the workout we're doing so well. No one finished the workout at the time. No one. And my mate do this 6 squats. Boom. Bit of pressure start to pop up because I'm like, okay, he did it. Okay, that's good. My second teammate do it and he's a strong guy. And I remember seeing him struggling so much. Don't tell me wrong, he's done a lot of work in this workout. Was a lot of handstand walk. He's an ex-gymnast. If you listen to it, Mark Kolyuk, legend. But he was struggling on those overhead squat. And for those who don't know, he had COVID as well. that fucking competition. And drop the bar, move on. Did this 6 rep and broken. And come my turn. And I remember picking up the bar, bring it into my front track position, bring it back, push jerking it. And I did my first rep. The judge say 1. Did my second rep. And here he called no rep. But all my thoughts at this moment were incredible because I was like, okay. He gave me a no rep means that I need to do 7 rep now and broken. And you know what, Adrian? You're going to fucking do it. And I did my rep number 3, my rep number 4, my rep number 5, my rep number 6, and my rep number 7. My rep number 7, and if you watch the video, if you find this video on YouTube once, guys, is the most wobbly rep. Before I go, even the MC was like, Adrian's working so fucking out. I was working as a motherfucker because my purpose was like, you got that, man. You fucking work for it. Trust yourself. And I came down and my shoulders move up and the barbell starts shifting forward, but I saved it. And I cannot explain the feeling I've got here of I drop the barbell. I scream. You see me screaming in this video. I scream of so much happiness. And my teammate, Jan, if you listen to this podcast, Jan was so fucking happy. This moment was one of the most grateful moment of my life. And it sounds stupid because it's a sport event moment, but it teach me so many things. I went through so many emotions for a fucking barbell that I have to overhead 6 times. And when I did it, it was a fucking incredible thing. Let's go back to, but yeah, I wanted to share that because that's, for the people who know, is the fucking, like just thinking about it make me so proud of myself and so happy. You cannot imagine. So key 1, let's go back to it. Sorry guys, I went a little bit through because he brought back so many memories and I love them. I love those memories. Key number 1, connection. Key number 2, presence. Key number 3, purpose. And key number 4, self relationship. You need to learn to enjoy your own company. Speak to yourself with kindness. Now, if you listen to this podcast, if you watch this podcast, how many time did you talk about yourself with kindness? Not a lot. It's rare. It's rare that you're like, I'm proud of myself. You would always find something. It's like you do something, I don't know, let's say you've done a meeting, you've done something good, but you would always say, yeah, it was good, but no, just fucking embrace it. Just say, I did a fucking good job. I'm happy. Done. Don't even try to be like, I could be. No, be proud of yourself. Be happy. That's it. There is this movie um, with Will Smith and his son. Is about happiness, and at one point his son say, I want to be a basketball player. From memory, I don't remember too well, but I want to be a basketball player. And the dad kind of like say, why? Don't do something else with your life, basically. And then he see his son who was so happy and believe in his dream and whatnot, and suddenly his son start, like take his bag, put the ball in the bag, and I think Will Smith in the movie say something like, to never let anyone tell you that your dream are not worth it, not even me. And this scene is so powerful because it's true. We quite often let people tell us what to do, and quite often let people tell you're not great enough or whatnot, that you became like that. You let the thought come in and you're like, well, he's right. I could have done that better. But no, fuck, take the win. Take the fucking win. Trust me. When you do something good, notice that you've done something good. Don't be like, oh, I could have. No, fuck, you done something good. Stay to it. Stay to it. I promise. By just being positive with your own self, it would create a massive change. It would create a massive change. So, some key here to not feel that lonely, and the loneliness is connection, presence, purpose, and self relationship. So I hope, guys, you understand that. I hope you understand that you can go through loneliness by trying those stuff. And it's small little thing, but it makes a big difference. It makes a massive difference, guys. I think that's it. That's what the podcast is gonna be about today. What we're gonna talk about. That was loneliness, the good and the bad. I hope you like it. I hope you reflect yourself into this podcast, and I hope you get few things that you're like, oh, okay, that's why I feel like that. But it's okay. I can still move on. I understand a little bit more this feeling now. I understand. I hope this podcast, this episode number 3 about loneliness, help you fight loneliness and fight depression. I like to close up this podcast with, it's not a quote, but a little bit from Kevin Love. The quote is, "You are not alone in your struggle. There is strength in vulnerability, and reaching out for support can change your life." It is incredibly true. I'm repeating this sentence because I want you to write it down. Write it down, put it in your wall, and watch it every single day. Please do it. So take the time to take a pens. For me, I'm gonna drink a bit of water because I'm hot. It's fucking hot here. Okay, I hope you have a pencil, a piece of paper that you can write it down. So the sentence is, you are not alone in your struggle. There is strength in vulnerability, and reaching out for support can change your life. Yes, because you're not alone, guys. You are not alone. Even if you think you're going to disturb someone and you're going to bother someone with your story, you won't. There is people around you that are here for you all the time. All the fucking time. So that was the episode number 3, guys. Talking about loneliness. I share a lot of there is a little fly here. I share a lot of my emotion. I share what I have in my heart. We're gonna get through it, guys. We're gonna get through those depressing moments, and we're gonna get through loneliness together. I want you to understand that it's quite often they say, after the storm there is the sun, or something. I think it's a sentence like that. After the storm there is always like a good weather coming in, which is true. So life is the same. You can go through so many things, but if you open up to your friends, if you work on it, if you don't let it bite you, you can go through it, and you can be happier. And is what I hope for my life. Is what I want for my life. I know it's tough. I know it's rough at the moment, but I believe with time I can go through it. I can get through it. So yeah, that was episode number 3, guys. The next episode is a little bit better. It's a little bit less emotional. It's about basically 10 things that I wish someone tell me in my life. 10 things that I wish someone would have say, you should have done that. That would help me in my life. So it's gonna be 10 things. Then I would try to explain, try to justify, and I hope it's gonna resonate with you. Guys, as I always finish the podcast, remember, build your mind, grow your life. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, someone love you out there. People love you. You're not alone. We are all together, and we can all support each other. You know what? I'm going to say it. I love you guys. See you soon. See you in the episode number 4 about the 10 key of I wish someone told me that earlier. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun one. See you guys.